period. 2020, August 24th, 14:18 p.m. Now, as this situation continues, this is where the aspects of the crucifixion, the ministry of Jesus, the arrest, the trial, the 12 stages, the execution, the 3 days in the tomb, the resurrection, those are all really complicated, really difficult, and really frustrating to try to understand what actually happened, period. But there's absolutely, positively nothing of those events, no matter how complicated they were, even with Leonardo da Vinci possibility of involved in the Last Supper, period. Those subjects are nowhere in the neighborhood of as complicated as the days, weeks, months, and years that followed the resurrection. That's where things become truly complicated, period. Those events take into effect the structures of Rome. There was a major building boom with Emperor Claudius. Emperor Claudius comes out of nowhere, even though the Roman Senate lied through their teeth very, very badly, very unconvincingly. Nero was actually they dated Nero to about 5 years later, which has no basis in reality. Nero wasn't there, well, although it does have a semi-base in reality because... Oh, sorry. Oops, wrong. The Claudius, Caligula, is dated to about 5 years later. This has no basis in reality. Caligula was emperor about the same time as the crucifixion of Jesus was occurring, period. There was some oddities with the life of Tiberius, and when Caligula took over, and then when Caligula was killed, when Claudius took over, there's some oddities involving there that have very little basis in reality. But the Roman Senate were the ones that wrote the rules. They were the ones that wrote the history. They were the ones that wrote the information, period, and would happily kill anyone who questioned their authority, period, which the Vatican happily spent the next 1700 years doing exactly the same thing, killing anyone who questioned their authority, period. And the Vatican happily took up the same philosophy and ideas and ego that the Roman Senate had undertaken as to, okay, the official story is this is what happened in the crucifixion. This is what happened with the ministry of Jesus. This is what happened to bring the ministry of Jesus from Levant lands, almost 1,000 miles away, to Rome in that heart of numbers that quickly, period. It almost like it was like 10,000 Christians. Well, they wouldn't be called Christians until post AD. Like 10 to 50 to 100,000 Christians suddenly go from Levant lands, Jerusalem, to Rome proper virtually overnight, period. Now, this is also taking into effect that supposedly Jesus wasn't in Rome either at all, or he may have come to there's weirdities in the situation. You have a massive amount of convergence to Christianity, although it wouldn't be called that for another 50, 60 years, in Rome proper, despite the fact that it was illegal, a capital crime, to convert from paganism to monotheism. Even worse if you converted from monotheism to Judaism. That was beyond the pale of unacceptable to anything close to the Roman culture. That was bad.